This is Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Stardew Valley, the board game, which I actually just finished playing for the first time, a two-player game, and I had a lot of fun with it. This is a cooperative, I don't want to say farming game, it is a cooperative game set in the world of Stardew Valley, where you are kind of running a farm, but also walking around doing a variety of other things. And that is actually one of my favorite mechanisms in the game, that there are a bunch of little mini games in Stardew Valley. And I think that's a great translation of the digital game into board game space. For example, I'll give you a few of the mini games that we played. One is the fishing mini game. And so there's a bag full of fish, and so 5 of these fish are on the board, and you are going to roll some dice and try to match up the icons on those dice and some of the icons on tiles that you already have to try to acquire those fish tokens. So it's very quick. Like, it's not a very involved mini game, but it is its own little mini game that you're trying to play. Then there's another bag for things that you can collect throughout the game. There are a couple different ways to collect them. This bag is partially related to the mining element of the game, which was what my character did in the game that I just played. And the mining game also involves rolling some dice and trying to choose exactly on a grid how those dice line up. You have 2 choices there, and you gain a little benefit. And you can choose if you want to go deeper into the mine or stay on that level based on what you roll and what you pay at the end of the turn. The point is, there are a lot of little asymmetric mini games in this game, and I think that's a great addition for this game. It's a great element and a great aspect of Stardew Valley, the board game. And tied to it are, each player has their own little asymmetric mat, just a slight asymmetry on the mat itself. There's fishing, mining, farming, and we did those, and foraging. And these come actually, even though the boards aren't asymmetric, they come with a deck of cards that you can upgrade through, so you can kind of level up who you are as a miner, as I was in the game. And you can also, every time a season passes, you get one of 2 potential cards that are just like an enhancement for your specific character. They're called profession upgrades. Here they are on the map. So you choose a profession upgrade, and you have that upgrade for the rest of the game. So the amount of asymmetry in this game is really, really cool for kind of a Euro cooperative farming game, essentially. The other small mechanism I wanted to mention, but I think it's a crucial mechanism and a really, really clever addition. I need to hold up the board to really show it to you. So here's this board. Really, really beautiful, colorful board. And there are all these little areas of the board where you can go do stuff. And so, like, I spent a lot of the game up here exploring the mine. However, the game puts a bunch of tokens across the board on these little mushroom spots. They're face-down tokens, and they are foraging tokens. And what they do is, on your turn, so basically on your turn, you can do a couple different things. You can go to one area of the board and do 2 things there. So I could explore the mine twice, or I could explore the mine and then buy buildings. I could do any 2 combination of things at that area. Or I can do one thing at this area and then move along a path to a different area and do something in that area. And if I do that, I get one of the foraging tokens that are in between those 2 actions. And I think this is really clever, really, really clever, because early on in the game, and I saw this as the game emerged, early on in the game, I just wanted to do the thing that I was special at. I was a little special at mining, and that's what I chose the miner character, and so I just wanted to mine. So for the first few turns of the game, I used both my actions just to go to the mine. But I quickly realized that it's actually far better in the game to at certain times, maybe not all the time, but at certain times, to do a mining action and then go do some other connected action because of that foraging token that's in between them. The foraging token encourages you to diversify your actions. And I think that is super, super clever in a game like this, where even though you have your character's specialty, the game is saying, hey, do your special thing, but every now and then, move along this path and go someplace else and do something else, because you'll get this special token, this free token, this free tile along the way. And even better than that, those tiles refresh each season. You're going to play a game, a 4-season game. And so even if you forge a bunch in the first few turns of the game, first few turns, those tokens will be refreshed when you get to the summer and then in the fall and in the winter. So that's really nice that you have these forge tokens refreshing, continuing to incentivize you to take 2 different actions on your turn in different areas instead of the same action twice, or using the same area twice. I think that's a really, really clever gameplay addition in Stardew Valley that could be applied to other games as well. Those are my favorite mechanisms of the game. There's a lot of other stuff happening in the game, and I spoke of mini games in a very general element, a general way. But I really do like how the mini games work, and that there are mini games in the game. But that foraging element, I think, is the thing that I'll probably remember the most mechanically as I think about games that I'm designing. So yeah, Stardew Valley, wonderful game. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you've played the tabletop version or even the digital version, feel free to talk about that in the comments below as well. Thanks.